These are all custom animes that are made after me right here. This is Demon Slayer Tanjiro, who's really based off of my freshman year success when I was in high school. This is Deku from My Hero Academia, who's literally isn't based off me, but there are so many fucking elements that literally play off me and Deku. And this is Asta, kind of like Naruto saying never give up. The only Easter egg is like me and his green eyes. And literally, Asta, four-letter word, me, four-letter name, But moving on, Arturo has some Easter eggs too. Arturo's trophies, relevance, and what he means as a character. So this is an Arturo video that's literally dedicated to what it really, really, really means in life to literally trust your gut, trust your instincts instead of always trusting in results. There was this one speech I had, literally, and this one thing that I made, and literally, it was referencing ATL, and he said, always go with what your heart says. That way, you don't get led a whole bunch of regret. Even if the people are in charge, per se, you always go with what your gut tells you, because that's what his mistake was. He paid attention to what was dominant instead of paying attention to logic, and that's literally what happened, and he chose the wrong path in life. And literally what happened was this. So me and him used to talk about anime in high school on and off, and he kept on trying to tell me that he was growing out of anime, where in reality he wished it was more accepted. That was the difference between me and Arturo. If you go back to the channel, season 1/season 2, he's literally the strongest and one of the most relevant characters on my channel, but he literally fell flat for a whole fucking while. What happened was this, is literally when anime became the regular, when I started working with E40, when I started working with the Bay Area, Arturo literally became not only a formal shell, but literally, he started literally not being able to do as much as he was in high school. Literally, so many more people were agreeing with me. He got into so many more dead-end jobs, and literally, the difference was severe. And it caused him to go crazy. It caused him to act out. It caused him to literally stomp on the fucking ground because he couldn't get anywhere with what he wanted to do, because he literally wished he could be so fucking social, but he doesn't want to be, He doesn't want to put himself out there. He doesn't want to get multiple girls. What he wants is this. He wants everything to come to him. He wants everything through a handout. He wants everything as easy as it was in high school. And those type of people make me sick. I used to feel for them. I still do feel for them because they have a lot of fun, but they ignore responsibility. And it never works out like that. And I fucking hate that, And sometimes I realize that, I wish I can go back to the days where you just fuck around. But if I do that, I'm going to go nowhere. In life, in anything, if you keep on staying the same, and he stayed the same throughout these entire fucking years. And literally, he kept on trying to literally say that, literally, so much treachery goes on, and now it's not even worth it anymore. Now he's literally just out of pocket. He used to be so much on that shit back when we were in high school, but then he fucking literally fell off. He used to convince me, oh, you're not talking about politics, you're not talking about this and that, I need you to grow out anime. When actuality, if people fucked with anime more, he would be on it. But then he still got stuck in his dream. I'm like, Robert, everybody likes anime now, fucking girls love anime, there's no reason for you to be shy, there's no reason to be this and that. Like, no, I'd rather be with the shit. I'd rather be with the shit. And Arturo kept on literally denying. Even through his actions, he maybe not, but he kept on trying to be gangster over and over and over again. And like, the street life is leading you nowhere every single fucking time. So, before we go into a little bit, let's go into his girlfriend, A. Marie. So, Arturo / Robert / Iruma-chan, yes, he is the reason why we have Iruma Demon School. Arturo is a legend, and Arturo will always be a legend in real life on my channel, because he used to compete with me in high school, and he used to have a girlfriend that was literally hella understanding. It's because he lowered his standards. It actually worked into his favor. So let me go into a little bit about A. Marie. So A. Marie was there. She was a cheerleader when we were in high school, but I never really liked her because, she kind of had an alright face when I was already getting choosing signals from dimes and stuff like that, And the worst part about that is she let me know that I literally had potential, and she always used me as an example to make him nicer because he kept on trying too hard to be gangster. So she would always literally say, "Hey, tell Dylan I said hi," because we used to call him Dylan. And literally, that's fucking crazy. So Robert literally used to have a girl that was literally all over him, literally at fucking lunchtime. We usually had some stupid ass fucking debates where I was trying too hard to fit in. And literally fucking, there was this one time where I met him and his girlfriend and they're hugging in the hallway. We just had a conversation about weed. It's like, bro, I just sold on my weed. Don't talk to me and my girl. And I come to him on like, let me get some. After like a stereotypical black guy shit. After like this shit started appealing, like I was fooling no one. And I dropped that shit for a very good reason. And you know, he told me a crazy thing. He's like, bro, he's like, girls don't really like that. It's like the first time we hung out, all we did was kick a ball for 45 minutes. It's like literally. And then I got to know where like everything's cool. And like literally, but he has to understand that she was a nice person. So the entire time Anne-Marie is trying to tell Arturo that literally he wants him to be just like me. The whole time she kept on giving me choosing signals was all because Arturo was fucking up. It wasn't the fact that literally she cheated on him literally just to literally fuck around. No, she was highly intelligent. So what she did was this. She literally did that as an example, saying that you stay the same and I want to get with everybody else who has cars or at least is trying to get further in their career. And every time we hung out, all the three of us together, she always made that example. Like, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Why don't you do what fucking Eris is doing? Why don't you try to be a good person? Like, why don't you do this and that? He always kept on getting in his fucking ass about literally changing as a fucking person. And no. And he kept on taking advantage of the fact that he was irreplaceable. He kept on getting blocked by her on fucking Instagram in the future. The real reason why she was fucking up and why she decided like get with me and stuff like that is because like literally, like he was literally just not getting to stop acting gangster, stop doing this and that. And so I told her one time, she wants you to go back to an innocent boy. You know you are. You fucking love One Piece. You used to watch Naruto religiously. Like literally, you had GameCube. You had this and that. Stop acting like you're something you're not. And literally, I kept on trying to spam to him over and over and over again, and he just didn't believe it. But guess what happened? You know. After that, he got absolutely none. Absolutely no coochie. Absolutely none this and that because he kept on fucking up. And that's literally what you get for literally taking advantage of an irreplaceable situation. And she kept on saying this and that, like literally fucking. So if you want to go to a little bit more of Arturo's character, why he is spread throughout current animes today is the reason why he used to be able to compete with me. So me and Arturo literally were rivals like to a very fullest extent, and every time he got better, he literally tried to play this whole game like, yo, you know, you're doing good, Eris, but you know, I already established that I don't like anime. I'm like, bull to the fuck shit. He was ahead of me in the Naruto manga, and he literally got one girlfriend in school, went to a juvie school, and literally thought he was the fucking shit. I'm like, dude, you do realize that you're short, white, and scrawny, and that they don't want you to actually literally get hurt, and that's why they're very rational about the situation. Stop believing everything you see on TV. And the thing that Arturo needs to understand, if he's watching this right now, it's not the fact that I was sex or anything. It's not the fact about this and that. Because sometimes I feel like he still views me as a retard. But at the same fucking time, I know he's going to laugh at that when he's listening to this shit. But that's why you shouldn't fucking laugh, because you have to understand that that is why she really liked you. She didn't really like me for fucking me and shit. She liked you because you were irreplaceable. And I just happened to step my game up. And you have to understand, if you would have been nice, if you would have listened, that could have damn near been your wife by now. And that's what he failed to fucking realize. He kept on being in denial over and over and over again. And so it got to a point where literally, he was literally taking advantage of the situation. There was this time back while I was at a group home when literally fucking, I caught him doing this and that. He literally tried to sneak in my fucking house and steal my True Religion cologne and shit like that. And I checked him on the phone, but you know, it was a different fucking story because he didn't succeed. He kept on not succeeding because he was up against a stronger opponent every fucking time, and he kept on taking advantage of the situation. Well, things are fucking different now. I'm gonna wait till Eris gets bored, and then I'm gonna take advantage of the situation. Like, no. There was this one time I set up literally a time when we can hang out back when literally girls were stalking me religiously, and I wanted to see how they would react when he and him interacted, and literally he catted off because it wasn't at my expense. He can't play the high school games no more. Literally, we listen to the same amount of rap now. Now we both know what the rap songs mean, and he used to always shove that down my throat, like literally, oh, you know where the hoes hang at, oh, you know this and that, and like literally, you know, he would do specific shit to keep his reputation up. Like he'd be like, bruh, I got some good pussy last night, literally this and that. And literally, a nice timed yellow bone, if you will. Literally stupid as fuck. But in all actuality, he got that shit from a girl on Redbook. He paid for a prostitute. He had one girlfriend. And he tried to keep this reputation up that he was with the shit when he was really an anime fan just like me. So Arturo has some crazy plays. He has some crazy gameplays on my channel. Like literally, he used to be my rival in Storm. And literally, because he used to love Tekaichi is why he had the same fucking drive to beat me in Storm. He was the only buddy in Storm that was able to match up to me. So if you go to a couple of live streams back, he was the only person that was able to keep up with me in terms of Storm because he's the only other anime fan that was street smart. Every single other people was like, how is he getting around the mechanics in the game? Because me and him have this mindset that everything can happen, which is why he had literally the craziest gameplay with Deidara and literally fucking, he kept on getting better and better and fucking better at Storm. Literally, we used to play Storm 3 when we used to have Instant Awakening, but it all came down to Storm 4 when I had consistent wardrobe, where I got consistent hoes, where I got everything, and we literally had the best gameplay ever. I came up to him, and he was so excited when he can heard, literally, that you could turn into all 3 awakenings in that game, and he's like, bro, that's crazy as fuck. But when we started to play, I told him that we could switch characters, he's like, this is a little bit too complicated. It wasn't the fact that it was too complicated. It's just to show that that shit was really limitless. And that was going to be endless. And he didn't want to get stuck in the dream that he sold me. And that was literally the ultimate indicator that he was literally trying to be a fucking enemy. And that literally he cannot literally just sit back and chill. He used to attempt to be a cousin Chip. And literally, we were watching Full Metal Alchemist. And we literally just saw Ling. And we just saw Greed. And he's all like, bruh, he's a hot boy. He's a foreigner, and he's running away from an alchemist. And I'm like, you're not a fucking cousin Chip. This is in your comfort zone. You begged for me to watch your show. Yo, he was equal to me in everything, but once I gave a game with multiple options, Storm 4 has more options than any other of the Storm games, and he dropped out. He missed out. And he literally did not want to literally be a part of that shit anymore, but it was worse because that whole entire time, he was getting dogged by my character development. I was showing him this one AMV I had with Lily, where I put Max, the Goofy movie Max, as Lil Goofy. There's this rapper in the local area called Lil Goofy, so instead of actually putting Goofy, I put Max. So that is Lil Goofy, and Arturo saw that shit, and literally the music was hella crazy and shit, and literally it got down to the hook. You know how I repeat the hook sometimes? He's like, I'm gonna turn this off because I already know what the hook's gonna be. So he literally touched that shit off. And literally I fucking come to him the next day. He was high fucking, he was mad because it was actually lyrical. It was hitting the shit that he was wanting me to hit the whole time. And so literally I come to his house the next day. So I'm like, so how'd you like that AMV, Arturo? And so he's like, I don't know why you turned it off. I seemed like you were enjoying it. He's like, well, I just thought that it wasn't one of your better AMVs, that's all. There was this one time he's like, bro, you have weed, I'm feeding for weed. And literally, I had to pipe for a resin. I'm like, no, but I can scrape this resin. He's like, oh my God, you're my hero. So I come over to his house, and literally, I'm using a bobby pin to try to scrape out the resin and shit. And he's like, oh, so I just have to wait for you to perform surgery? I'm all like, how the fuck did you roll that blunt in 10 minutes? He's like, because I have Barzaroni. Look at this stupid ass yellow dude literally going to a continuation school coming out with swag, but literally in real life when we grow up, he falls flat. So he literally is the cause for a whole lot of shit on the channel. He literally, every time he gets an opportunity, he fucks it off because he doesn't want to admit that he's wrong. And once you literally, that's one step towards being a better person. One, you admit that you're wrong, and 2, you practice at it every day. And he fails to fucking do that. He relapses on his bad habits every fucking time. But he needed to stop being in and out. There was this one time when literally we were fucking high and shit, and we were watching Mood Tunes. Me and Arturo were watching Mood Tunes back to back to back because literally he got locked outside of his house, and literally he had to stay in my house all day and literally watch Mood Tunes. And he tried to say, I'm not laughing. And literally I was surprised at how much people literally can fake things when they're fucking sober. When he got drunk with all my other friends, he's all like, bro, you need to literally watch fucking this shit that Eris does. And literally, he was drunk, he literally spat out the truth. He's like, it's like stupid ass Dragon Ball Z, but this thing hella funny ass shit like Goku, you fucking faggot. Like literally, he's hella fucking dumb. But literally, that shows you why he needs to stop being in fucking denial. He's an anime fan. He continuously around say, I got it on my own. I'm not doing this and that. Like, you can't literally get a temp job and say, I got it on my own. You can't do that. So besides that, he is very intellectual. So we have him for the main character of Demon School and Rurikun. And the real reason why he is the reason why we have Demon School is because he used to always say this shit. It's like, Lily, it's like, bro, those jeans are ass. Bro, that outfit is ass. When the fuck you gonna get some real Nikes? That shit is ass. Like, literally, so fucking funny. It literally, that's the language of the school. I'm like, bro, you have enough for this ounce? Like, no, I only have, like, literally, fucking, I only have, like, literally fucking, like, $40. He's like, ass. Bro, Manny Pacquiao, we thought he was good schoolistic, but he got knocked out in the first round. He's like, ass. That was the language of his juvie school. Bro, that haircut is ass. And that's why we have ass in Aruma-kun. Now, Aruma is based off me and him because Aruma is kind, cool, and collect, but he's very unorthodox, just like, you know, Arturo. So he gets his Lily. The way he operates is like Arturo, but he's nice like me and Lily. So Arturo also has another big-ass trophy for his strategy, like Lily. He was able to convince me that he was a better fighter in high school due to him being faster, but due to me being stronger. And Lily, what happens is he literally fucking was crazy doing this, and that. He has so many fucking strategies on my channel. It's not even funny. So basically, he is the reason why we have Norman in Promised Neverland. Yes, Arturo is that big. Arturo was that much of my rival. So Arturo is Norman. So what happened was this, Lily. And there was this one conversation that me and Arturo had back when I was very, very, very fucking depressed. And Lily, I talked to Arturo, and he talks to me about ghosts being real because we both had phases where we were talking to God. And Lily, he told me that he was literally asking God if he was real. And so Lily, he told me that there was this one girl I called Junior that, like, Lily backed up his prayer and said that, you know why it's safe to smoke weed? It's because God grew plants, God grew weed, so it's safe to really smoke weed. And so Lily, what the fuck is what's going on is like Lily, he kept on trying to tell me about, you know what, scientifically ghosts are real. So basically he kept on breaking down fucking the Einstein theory because he kept on watching the History Channel and shit and the National Geographic Channel. And Lily, he kept on Lily analyzing and analyzing. He's like, do you think that E equals MC squared means your soul? So basically what he's trying to tell me that E equals MC squared means that, like, you have a life force, and that life force is a form of energy. He kept on trying to break it down to me that Lily fucking E equals MC squared equals your soul. So if you analyze and you calculate, is it possible for somebody to, like, obtain that life force and take it? That if you understand the formula of E equals MC squared, that, like, literally, once you master that formula, you can find somebody's life force and take it. It's literally what the fuck he tried to say, and that was crazy. And that's the reason why Synchro has E equals MC squared on his jacket, because of that conversation with me and Arturo. Yes, he put that Gemstone and Dr. Stone. So I am partially the reason why we have Dr. Stone, and that is definitely a big ass Easter egg for me and Arturo. There was this one time where Lily, we had a debate. We both watched it Most Extreme when we were younger. And so Lily, it went like this. And fucking, we had a debate. Okay, I'm like, okay, Earth, me and you are going to war, and we have to pick animals. And like Lily, I'm like, elephants. And he's like, elephants, you're dumbass, bro. I'm hella mad. I'm like, you know what? The only way I can beat that, I'm gonna summon some giant insects and shit, some bees. Arturo was known as my only rival out in this thing, and we had a vicious dynamic duo. We could not fucking control ourselves. We were talking about asses and shit. Like, Lily, there was this one time where Lily, I was trying to stay away from girls and Lily. So Lily, there was this girl that was Lily down the street that Lily, he's like, hey, you know Nikki? And he's all like, I'm like, bruh, I know Nikki. And he's like, this is at the time where I'm trying to stay away from girls. I'm going hormone crazy. And he's like, she has a pretty appealing body. And so I'm like, bruh, don't get me started. And he started rolling on the fucking floor. He's like, bruh, when you're dancing with no fucking music, it makes you look like a retard. And literally, fucking stupid. No. There was one time with Lily, there was this one Probably Got episode where fucking Adam West was literally dancing like to no music and literally like fucking, but the tune's in his head. And so I start laughing. I start pretending that it's not me and shit. And so literally, fucking Arturo points to Adam West and he's like, That's you. And I'm like, yep. And he got hella mad. Arturo has irreplaceable charisma, but even though that may be true, he had a lot to fucking work on, even to this day. So this is just Arturo's trophies, what made him relevant, like literally why we literally have that archetype in anime. So there's a little bit of a bromance anime between me and Arturo. It's called Yamada of the Seven Witches, and it stars like me as Yamada, the main character. It's a ripoff of me and Black Star and Lily. And there's another character that's based off Arturo. And if you want me to literally make a custom anime video, I will. But like literally, that's another custom anime I have starring me and Arturo. So I highly recommend that. So this is the trophies in the achievements in the character of our own friend Arturo.